The difference is made possible by the following small businesses: real property management focus, the choice to make when you want to feel confident and secure in knowing that your investment is earning the profit it deserves. The Financial Point, your go-to spot for all things finance. Platinum Eagle Insurance, providing the widest range of insurance options to make insurance easy and seamless. WeatherTech General Contracting, we make your home renovation dreams a reality. Lender's Choice Credit Solutions, utilizing our attorney-backed processes and only charging clients if and when results are obtained. This is how we have made the difference for over 10,000 clients and counting. And by Power on Utilities Concierge, your one-stop shop for all of your home's essential services.
Welcome to the Patriot Owned Business live stream podcast show here on The Difference. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday afternoon and staying warm today. As you know, Texas got hit overnight with some pretty crazy, unorthodox Texas weather. But we're getting through it. Got a little fire going here today, some cool background stuff, so getting as professional as possible. Again, I want to thank everybody for taking their time out of their day to watch this. In case you don't know, Patriot Owned Business Podcast is going to be all about businesses and members of our group and the community to show the impact that small businesses and American patriots have, all across the nation. We've got some great guests coming up. We're pretty excited about, which we're doing this every Thursday at noon. Right here, so make sure you bookmark it. And you can also, if you're not a member yet, join us on Facebook. Just look up Patriot Owned Businesses and then look for our logo in the background, which looks exactly like that with the American flag behind it. And also you can join up on patriotownedbusinesses.net. We have some things that we got coming up, our shows we were just talking about next week. We got Bob DeBorno, which is the comedian that does the Trump impersonations. That's done some videos for us. We hope to have him at a live show soon, but he'll be here with us live next week. That should be a very interesting show. Then 2 weeks after that, on the 24th, we have Mr. Chad Prather, which is also, a comedian and is running for governor in the state of Texas and has been a big supporter of Patriot-owned businesses and is also a small business owner, obviously. This weekend, we're going to be at the White Buffalo Patriot Roundup, weather permitting, which as of today is still on in Snyder, Texas. I'll be one of the guest speakers, and we'll also be out there spreading the word about Patriot-owned businesses. And with that being said, we always want to make sure we tell all members and everybody watching to invite your family, friends, and other businesses so they can enjoy and network what Patriot-owned businesses has to offer. And the more members we get, obviously, the more events and meetups we can have, and we'll expand to other states. So we'll be coming to a city near you very soon. We do have some updates coming up to our website, which we've had some questions about that, and we'll get all of that addressed and make it a little more interactive for everybody. And another really cool thing that's going to be coming is an app that's download on your mobile phone, obviously. And it'll be an interactive map. So it'll tell you if you're somewhere, it'll pop up and show you where the POBs are at. We did send out about 100 Patriot-owned businesses stickers last week. So I'm excited to see people posting pictures of that and getting them, put on their vehicles or on the front door of their businesses or on their cash register or wherever. So when Patriots for Patriot-owned businesses come in, they'll see that sticker and know that y'all are a member. Let's see. There's a couple other things I was going to talk about. We did do, which we didn't have a show last week, but we did do I had talked about it on our first show, our evening with POB, which was held at the Kelt in McKinney, Texas. This was our first one, and it was an amazing time, and we're going to keep doing this. It's coming around that it's a good opportunity to get businesses in front of other businesses and in front of Patriots so they can network together. And then they can, everybody can spend their money and push ideas off each other that are part of the Patriot family. Other than that, we're super excited about what's coming up. We'll announce other guests, and we just want to make sure everybody comes and tunes in with us every Thursday at noon. And we're super excited about it. Again, we're very appreciative to the difference for putting this on for us. Now, for today, our guest is not only a business owner, but he is also founder of a great organization that helps homeless vets, find places to live through the use of donated RVs and travel trailers and such. What we're going to do is we'll bring him on here in just a minute. I just want everybody to sit back and listen to what he has to say. We'll go through some questions, and then you get more of an understanding of what they do and other avenues that Patriot-owned businesses has taken, which because of them and a couple other groups, that's why we started the POB Gives Back, which we helped tornado victims with a ton of donations a few weeks back, which is amazing. We went out there and seen what was going on. The gentleman that we're fixing to have on, his name is Bobby Crutsinger, and he does Operation Texas Strong. So if you want to go ahead and bring him up. And there he is. How's it going, buddy?
How y'all doing today?
We got, I was just telling them, who you are and not too much about Operation Texas Strong, because I know you probably like to talk about it a little more than I do. But I do remember the first time I had met y'all was at a Patriot-owned business event here locally. And I was very inspired about what you do. And if anybody on here does know me and my feelings about the military and the service these people have done for our country and to allow us to do this, was very moving for me and my family on what you did. And we're super excited to have you, as our guest today. And obviously, of course, being part of Patriot-owned businesses. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do is what probably most people would like to know, because what you're doing is very unique, is when did you first start Operation Texas Strong?
I first started Operation Texas Strong the week before Christmas. I was inspired. God showed me what I needed to do to help homeless veterans to get off the street. We have been ministering with veterans and homeless people for 7 years. And that's one of my deep passions in life, that I want to get all homeless veterans off the street one at a time. For instance, the first one I donated an RV to, a friend of mine gave me a fifth wheel, which is a big 45-footer. He was homeless for 26 years, and he served 3 major wars. And he was hurt in the war, and he only made like $600 a month, and he was trying to figure out how to survive, and the only way he could was on the street, which broke my heart. And so that inspired me. I said, well, if I could do one RV, why can't I do more? We went for a whole month, and then I had an attorney reach out to me out of Dallas, and we wanted to see what we could do more. But the state of Texas told me I needed to either become a dealer for RVs or become a nonprofit. So my attorneys helped me get my nonprofit started, and we are doing very successful with the program.
Did you going back to that? Now you said it was December. Now, December of what year did you start that?
Established in 2021. We went full throttle January 1st until March. We got a nonprofit.
And that was last year?
Yes, sir.
2021. So you are officially a nonprofit then on that with Operation Texas Strong.
Yes, sir. I have all the legal paperwork and everything for the nonprofit. I have 2 directors that work with me every day. But yeah, we learned a lot in a year.
Good, and I understand that. Like I said, I remember speaking with you at that event, and you got up and you were one of our featured speakers, and it was really a telling story on what you're doing for them. And I see the pictures all the time on Facebook, and it's it's amazing to me that you guys are able to do this. You have so much support on people giving you all of your the RVs and such. Now with that, and I know you said about your first one, but what, if you want to talk about it, what inspired you to start doing this?
Well, what really truly inspired me was when my father-in-law was fighting for his life at the VA for 13 years. He is fighting Ancient Orange, COPD, breathing issues through what happened to him in the Vietnam War. And me and my father-in-law would sit there and talk about. I kept on asking him. I said, "Why is there people on the street in front of the VA?" And he would tell me, "Well, that's homeless veterans." And I'm like, "Really?" I said, "So why are they on the street for?" I go, "They fought for our country, and they should never be on the street." So we promised him hours before he had passed away that we would help every veteran we could. And it's been 4 years since he's been gone to heaven, but it's my wife's dad, and we promised him that we would help every veteran we can. So we launched our program fully in March, a nonprofit, and we are continuing going strong.
That's an amazing story, and that just shows true faith, and what America is about. Is you take something like that, something bad that you hear and see, that dark cloud that everybody sees, and you found that silver lining, that spark that inspired you to go above and beyond, as they say. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not just you, it's your whole family that's involved in this. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I have my wife and my 4 kids and my mother-in-law, which is a Vietnam veteran's wife. She was married to him 43 years, and we are a family oriented business. We do our best to get homeless veterans off the street, but we not just get them off the street. We have programs that help with MHMR stuff, medicine. We have programs where we'll help pay for their RV spots. We help them we have attorneys for them that will help get their benefits back. And the main thing is sobriety. I've been sober for 10 years off meth. So I want the best for my veterans, and I have been there through the struggle in life.
And I remember, and you and I have talked about that before briefly, and I'm honored. I've met your whole family. They're all amazing people. I love talking to you guys and seeing y'all. And it's, people have to understand, which we could probably talk about it in the next section of this interview here today, but that it's just more than just somebody dropping you off an RV and you go take it to a veteran and go, hey, here you go. Now you just take it and run with it, which that's kind of the backstory of what y'all do. Is not just the RVs, they have to have a place to put it. That's got to be paid for. The vets need the money that they deserve. So, you go way above and beyond just the RVs. And like I said, we got about a minute left for this section. We'll take a little bit of a break. But we'll kind of talk about that in the next section on what the steps are, and also on how people can get involved and volunteer and, and see exactly what you guys do. Because I know there's even more to it than even that, but we'll get as much as we can in this hour show.
Time in the day, right?
That's right. And at least there should be enough people at home today watching it, but they can watch it on a replay too whenever they feel like it. So we're going to go ahead here and step off here for a couple of minutes and see who our sponsors are on the first round here, and then we'll step back in on the second. We'll dig into that a little bit. How's that sound?
Okay.
The difference is made possible by the following small businesses: real property management focus, the choice to make when you want to feel confident and secure in knowing that your investment is earning the profit it deserves. The Financial Point, your go-to spot for all things finance. Platinum Eagle Insurance, providing the widest range of insurance options to make insurance easy and seamless. WeatherTech General Contracting, we make your home renovation dreams a reality. Lender's Choice Credit Solutions, utilizing our attorney-backed processes and only charging clients if and when results are obtained. This is how we have made the difference for over 10,000 clients and counting. And by Power on Utilities Concierge, your one-stop shop for all of your home's essential services.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here today, like I said, we're here with Bobby Crutsinger. He is one of the founders of Operation Texas Strong, which helps get homeless vets off the streets with housing. Real quick, while we're sitting here, and I know they can see it scrolling, but if somebody does want to follow you or join you, you do have a Facebook page, correct?
Yes, sir. Operation Texas Strong, established in 2021 on Facebook. But the nonprofit, state of Texas, is Operation Texas Strong.
And then you can also, if you have struggles finding them, you can contact us at Patriot Owned Businesses, and you can also find them on Patriot Owned Businesses. Kind of going back and touching on what we were getting into before the break was not only with the RVs, which let me ask you a quick question while I'm thinking of it, is how many RVs do you have out since your establishment? How many RVs or homeless people have you got, vets put in RVs?
I have got 75 homeless veterans off the street in 10 months.
And that's awesome. So you've had 75 or up to 75 people donate travel trailers and RVs to your organization to help get these find folks that fought for this country off the streets.
Yes, sir. What we do is the trailer is being donated from the people that donate them straight to the homeless veterans. So you get to meet the people that we help. So that's the way we get it done. I'm just the middle person to introduce each other. And like I was going to tell you how our program works and what we also give them too, whenever you get to.
Yeah, and you can go right into that. I wanted to see about how many RVs, and I know you said that that's awesome that everything goes direct to them. The people that donate get to meet, the people that they're helping. That's amazing. But like we touched on a little bit, is there's more unseen things that have to be addressed on top of it. Go ahead and take a few minutes and tell me what the timeline is on some of that stuff.
Okay, so we'll start off. Say if you get a donated RV, people reach out to us through Facebook or call us on our phone number or email.
What's that phone number again, real quick?
940-452-6052.
Gotcha.
And so what I do is I love talking to the people that donate the RVs because I get to hear the stories. They're the veterans themselves, and they want to be able to help somebody. And we actually gave them a way to help. They want to help a homeless veteran get off the street. So you fill out the small application we have online on Facebook, and it goes to us, to our directors, to my attorney, to make sure that you're vetted right, to make sure you're a veteran, because we do have people out there say they're veterans or they're not. We ask for a DD-214 to prove that you're a veteran, you're honorable discharged. So on that case, we have learned through the year what we need to do, what we don't want to do. Just like any other nonprofits, people try to break the system or do what they want to do, and I'm real serious about getting homeless veterans off the street. That I promised to my father-in-law as a Vietnam veteran that I would do that. So I'm going to get that done.
And there's obviously, there's a good way to get a hold of them right there. That's the front of their Facebook page. And you can also, if it comes up to it, you can also look up hashtag POB gives back. And any time that they've made a posting, we've tagged that on there. So it'll show what they're doing, what they've done. And we're very, very appreciative towards that. So and that's completely understandable that in today's day and age, you got to make sure you're getting them to the people that want them and deserve them. Obviously, there's thousands upon thousands of homeless people out there. This is a great start. Getting the ones that off the streets that fought for this country and deserve more. Just everybody does, but that's it's got to be a great feeling that you have when you see this happening. Now that you get to the point where you've given them the RV and you were talking about it, now you have programs that actually pay for their spot or wherever it's going, and for them.
Yes, sir. If they need help to get a spot for their first month, I have people that I reach out to all over the United States that helps pay for their spot. We also give them clothes. We give them the dishes that we collect. We make the whole RV be home, like your home, like you have everything in your home. You just jump in and start living. Because once you have all that stuff, and I've learned through so many donated RVs that I've learned that my wife's favorite thing to do is to be there giving a title to the veteran to get off the street and say, hey, nobody can take your home away from you. This is your home. And that's what the number one thing I don't like is somebody saying they could take it away. We had one trailer that we did not take it away. It was redonated back to us to give to another homeless veteran that he wanted to go back to live on the street because that's where he felt he needed to be, because he also feeds homeless people and makes sure the young ones that come out on the street, he feeds homeless people and homeless veterans. And so he went back on the street, and he was married 49 years, and his wife went to heaven. So he said that he came to Texas because that's what God told him to do. And I talk to him every day. He does great, very nice guy. But he's probably about 80-something years old.
Wow. And that's, it's funny. So not funny you say that, but that's a great story because, him being of that age and that he's set in his ways. He tried something new, didn't like it. So I'm going to go back to what I'm comfortable with, which is great that he's helping. That's kind of a odd story, but it's great that he's even helping, other ones that are, they're coming out, and that I'm sure helps you too, because I'm sure he's a great contact on finding some, vets that maybe wouldn't realize that this is even available to them.
He's like the dad to the homeless veteran community and the homeless people because he's pretty well known in Weatherford. Very nice guy. He's just, we tried an RV for 6 months. He did great, but he's the one that called me and said, I want to redonate the trailer. Austin News told it that we take them away. We don't never take them away. We have legal paperwork for them to sign that you can't sell an RV, that you have to donate it to another homeless veteran if you decide to go, if you want to do that, because we want you to feel the same way we felt when we first gave our RV away, the first one. And on that note, you'll be able to rebuild somebody's life, and they'll never forget you.
And what they've definitely deserved it. And when you do it, when you offer it to them that way and give them those stipulations, that's even a better sign for the fact that if you do progress and, you make something more of yourself, you decide you want to do something else and just donate it back.
Yeah. We've had 7 RVs. We've had 7 RVs that went to other homeless veterans that family helped. So we had the RVs. They lived in it since day one, a year. And now they got their own apartment or buying their own house. That's what my goal is. One day I'll have an RV park on my own, which we have 2 being built in El Paso right now. I've
seen that, and I figured we could talk about that too. Here in a little bit or after, because I was going to ask you what your future plans are. For which we touched base on that. Actually, I think when you were first talking about that back at the event that we were all at.
My drawing.
Yep. So when you, I know you guys do the RVs and that. And again, I follow your Facebook page and enjoy reading the stuff that y'all do. And I did notice, some people that want to help either financially or they want to volunteer or drop off items that you want, which I've seen you guys have been asking for, items and that. Is the easiest thing for them to do is through Facebook, or would it be the email address, or to call yours? It doesn't matter. They just do all three.
I answer all of it because we own two companies. So I have my wife answers and my kids answer. They show us the messages if I miss it. But I receive calls day and night, on and off anyway, because we own a record service. So I'll answer anybody I can. I'm real involved in my stuff because I am the founder. Me and my wife and my kids are, and I believe as a nonprofit, the founders need to be more involved, because once you start something, it does get big, but you never need to forget where you're at in life. You have to understand, if you've never been there, like I was there at 11 years old, I was on the street. So I know how it feels when you don't have nothing and you have nobody to turn to. So my brothers, my family, my dad remarried to my stepmother. Anyway, to make a story short, I've had a rough life at my age. I'm 43, and I'm tired of struggling. We're provided with a good company that we started. We work hard. So I want my kids to feel never to think that nobody loves them and they're not wanted. I want to, when I go to heaven, I want to be able to keep going what they're doing. That's why I teach my kids what I do.
And I can see that, because again, I've met your whole family, and you guys are a tight knit family. And then kind of talking about that, your business that you have is actually Kangaroo Plumbing, right? Or I'm sorry, Kangaroo Towing. I don't know why I said plumbing.
Actually, my wife owns the towing company. It's a woman-based business.
And part of Patriot-owned businesses too, by the way, everybody.
Yes, sir. We love y'all. I wanted my wife to feel that, we've been married 24 years, and my wife's been through thick and thin with me. So I let her deal with the money that we make. We're not rich, but we make a living, and we give back. And I give back because God's great. And we want everybody to know that everybody's wanted and loved. I don't want nobody to feel they're not.
And again, you're doing a great job. I follow the things that you guys do, and we got about a minute and a half here for this segment. Then we'll go into the final segment, which I'd like to kind of talk about what went on yesterday, and what you and a fellow Patriot, Chris Cologne with the Rail Club, were working on. Which I followed that and was very interested in that. And then again, we'll talk a little bit about that. Talk about the future of Operation Texas Strong, and then we'll touch on a few less serious questions that you just have to fire through them. So you have to get ready for it, even though you don't know what they are. So yeah, we'll talk about again, the future of what you guys got going. I do appreciate you coming on here again today, and we'll talk about what you did last night, and everything else that's involved with what you're doing on both ends. And of course, like I said, they're members of Patriot-owned businesses. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
The difference is made possible by the following small businesses: Real Property Management Focus, the choice to make when you want to feel confident and secure in knowing that your investment is earning the profit it deserves. The Financial Point, your go-to spot for all things finance. Platinum Eagle Insurance, providing the widest range of insurance options to make insurance easy and seamless. WeatherTech General Contracting, we make your home renovation dreams a reality. Lender's Choice Credit Solutions, utilizing our attorney-backed processes and only charging clients if and when results are obtained. This is how we have made the difference for over 10,000 clients and counting. And by Power on Utilities Concierge, your one-stop shop for all of your home's essential services.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to go through some more questions with Bobby Crutsinger here from Operation Texas Strong and Kangaroo Towing, not plumbing, Kangaroo Towing. So you kind of touched on it before we went to our last break about what the future holds for Operation Texas Strong. Kind of what you got on brewing on the plate there.
So we want to expand all over the United States, which we want other people to do the same thing that we were doing for homeless veterans to get them off the street. Um, just one at a time, if possible. Um, it's a never-ending battle. We work hard at it every day, and we want to be able to get all homeless veterans off the street. I want to have 4 RV parks built this year, which we already got 2 that we lease out, in El Paso. Like I was telling you, I'll talk to you more about it later. Um, we have to go more in depth with it because we have the college involved out there that helps us.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
major. I haven't got to put it out there yet because I want people to be surprised.
Well, we're excited to hear about that for sure.
But we want all. There's 11,000 homeless veterans on the street in the state of Texas, and there is 47,000 in the United States that we know of. Um, I'm a civilian, but I love my veterans, and I was raised by a master sergeant. My grandfather served 35 years, so he taught me everything about life since day one, and that's what I teach my kids and help everybody else. But yeah, you're talking about last night was
Yeah, we're going to, and that again, I appreciate your stories and, even opening up with some personal stuff with us here today. And I noticed yesterday on Facebook, which again, everybody follow us on Facebook at Patriot Owned Businesses. And then make sure you do, if you're watching this through YouTube, what's the difference? Make sure you go on there and you like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when our next show comes up. So last night, obviously, a lot of people that are watching this that aren't from Texas, but I'm sure they heard about it, is we had some really cold weather come through, which we're obviously not used to. Some snow, sleet, so forth. And come to find out, which again is a member of Patriot Owned Businesses, it's a bar concert venue in Fort Worth, Texas, called the Rail Club, which Bobby here knows Chris Cologne, the owner of that, very well, as I do myself. And yesterday they were making posts about not just bringing veterans in out of the cold. These gentlemen were out driving the streets last night, picking them up and bringing them back. So how did that get started with you joining him yesterday and, everybody coming together? And how many do you think are there now?
okay. Chris Malone had reached out to everybody to help. He opened his place of business to help homeless veterans and homeless people to get them off the street. So that intrigued me. So I got on Facebook and I started. I collect stuff for veterans. Get coats and blankets and all that and food to distribute. I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, we're going to help you as much as we can. I have somebody coming to my house right now to pick up a big old truckload of stuff to take over there because the you're homeless on the street, so your clothes are wet, and everybody knows you gotta have clean socks, or you can get sick, and that's one of our big things. But Chris, from when I just talked to him about 30 minutes ago, he said there's 75 people there right now. He's expecting over 100 more coming before the end of the night because it's fixing to be 17 degrees, a wind chill of 5. And just imagine this: that go outside, run outside with your shirt off, and put shorts on with no towels, nothing, and stay out there all night long and see how it feels. So that's one of my major rules. Nobody should be homeless, period. Everybody should be able to, get a house and be able to afford it. But right now, the economy, the way it is, you can't afford it. My house payment, I barely make it every month. Thank God I got the customers I have, and I, faithful business and work hard. But we have so many people out there that are hurting, and that just need to be, boosted up. Not a handout, but a hand up. So Chris opened his business, and we support him 100%. As much as I can. I have material stuff and no money, which, you know, it would be nice to have donations. We do take monetary donations. We do have a bank account at the bank for the Operation Texas Strong. Chris, Chris is looking for donations for food and all that stuff for his business to be able to feed everybody. And, you know, it's about pulling together in this world to make a better life, to help one another.
Yeah,
Um,
with everything that we've seen, here in the past couple of years, and not placing blame on anybody, but there has been a lot of situations where that we've seen that things like this haven't quite went off the way you would expect. There has been more hate that we've seen than love and compassion, and it's awesome to see yourself, Chris Cologne, opening up his business and allowing all the homeless in his area and even a little bit further out to come stay there. That's even if you have people volunteering and again, same thing. You can go through Operation Texas Strong on Facebook if you want to find out how you can help with Operation Texas Strong or help with the Rail Club Live, which they're also on Facebook. Maybe you can go out there and drop some food off, but we understand if you can't get out and drive, but help them out, even send them some encouraging words for what they're doing, and direct people that are homeless or need help out there. And maybe somebody in the area that owns a restaurant says, hey, we can go drop off 50 or 60 meals to them, just so they can all make it through this. And they, like you were just saying, they all see that there's concern, and Americans taking care of Americans is what we've been doing for over 200 years. We're not going to stop now.
But I am going to say it, but I may get yelled at from Chris later. But y'all have to understand, Chris opened his business knowing the struggle he's going through right now financially. He does need help financially to help keep that place open. But because he lost, the liquor license or whatever happened there, but he is struggling to keep that place open. So he does need donations. He says he don't, but I know he does need donations. But that's his livelihood. And he opened his building up to help save homeless veterans and homeless people because nobody else was. There is some churches that opened up, and there's other small places that open up to help. But Chris he's my brother. He's a good friend of mine, and he does his best to help everybody. But financially, I know that he needs help. He may not tell you he needs help, but he does need help. So,
And again, we've met him. We've done events out there. Um, at his place of business, and he has if you haven't listened to his story, he does have a very interesting story. Again, and there's a lot of POBs out in that area that I'm sure would assist with food and whatever needed to be done. It's right there in Fort Worth. That's again, this would be one of those things. It's like the POB gives back, like when we went and did the tornado thing and helped Operation Texas Strong and boost the troops. Just showing again that Patriots and Americans do take care of each other. This is not one-sided, and obviously you won't see this broadcast on major news stations. You can get a little too much with the people instead of the government. That's a different story, though. We'll leave that part alone. We'll catch that on another date.
yeah.
Now, are you going back over to the Rail Club today? I know you were saying earlier that you have you're going somewhere to drop food off right now to a hotel or something.
Yeah, after I get off this podcast, I have a truck coming right now to pick up some stuff to take over there. I have a whole truckload of stuff to take over there, actually, because I do have a warehouse that I've been collecting for a year with stuff in it. So I'm going to go open it up for them, and they're going to grab all the stuff that they need because you know why? God showed us a year ago this happened last year. We don't want to go back through it again. So I've been prepping for the whole year, grabbing what we can when people donate to keep it up in storage. But once again, we run with no money, but we do have to pay for storages. But we do take Venmo or we take checks that get sent to my house. On Facebook, my address is on there or my PO box. But it's about I put everything on Facebook because I want you to see what we do because we're honest and we do our best, and I want people to do the same thing we're doing. If we can get all the veterans off the street, we'll be doing great, and then we can work with homeless people, which I do have other organizations that do help homeless people, but it's a year project. Um, they get them in space, they get them in apartments right, real soon, but they work with them, and I'm only one person, you know. So can you imagine?
And now and I know I think it's on your Facebook page, and if not, maybe it's something you could have them do. But you have a list on there too of items that you're always looking for, like you were just saying about jackets and blankets. If you're giving these out now, that needs to be replenished. Now, do you have a drop off point also for that, or do they like they can't drop it off if they're out of state? Can they have it shipped to you?
Yeah, my address is on my Facebook page. My home address, it's shipped here, and then I put it in my truck and take it to the storage unit. We don't mind people dropping stuff at my house or sent to my house. Um, the more the merrier because we have so many homeless veterans out there that we haven't got to get to yet. But I've only been doing this for 10 months. Can you imagine 5 years?
It'll be a completely different story as far as who all you're helping. Now I think you just said you have 75 RVs and travel trailers set up now.
We have gave away 75 RVs to homeless veterans and got them off the street. I have 120 all over the state of Texas right now. 50 of them need work, and I got 300 sitting in Colorado on private property.
Power on Utilities. This Lyndon can help you.
Hey, Lyndon, you're on the air, buddy.
Yes, Ashley, how are you? I'm good.
Let me send him a message real quick. I don't think he knows that.
I haven't got an answer yet. If you can give me about 10 minutes, I will reach out and get one, and I'll give you a call back.
We
Right.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.
Hey, Lyndon. I don't know if
Yes,
you can hear me, but you're on the air.
Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Hey, we had a little cut up there. That was pretty good.
Nobody's perfect,
Now, did you get with that you have? You just said you had 50 of them that need work. Do you have a list of volunteer work that you need done to repair these to get them ready on there also?
I'm gonna make a list out today or tomorrow about what I have because when I have a veteran that reaches out to me, I try to keep the trailers close to where they're at. So because it costs so much to move them, we are moving an ocean container that's made into a home that's in Highlands, Texas, going to El Paso on the property that we have out there. It was donated from a veteran family, and we're gonna have it shipped out there next week. When it dries up, we'll be able to get to it. But it's a complete home, but it's an ocean container 10 by 20, which is really cool. I haven't been able to it's going so fast that I haven't been able to put everything on Facebook, but I do my best, but I also run 2 companies. So,
right. And if it's something that, and I was just, if that's something you could get done, I'm sure there's, Patriots from our group, from other groups that can look at that and go, an example, if they need, the tongue's messed up. Hey, I got somebody that can fix that, networking with everybody through, other avenues, which is again, one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to, have you on here today. And we're super excited to be part of the organization, to get you as much as help and, through the communities as possible.
But we're fixing to be, I'm going to put a list up where the RVs are and what towns, the area they're in. So I would be able to get more help,
And that's a great idea, because then you can get, some of these people to, to come up. I think we're getting close to the end of the show. We got about a minute left right here.
But please reach out to me if y'all have any questions. I can answer any questions anybody asks.
And that's, again, it's, Operation Texas Strong is on Facebook. They're online. They have their phone number right there, their email address. Ask them anything that you need, anything that you can help them with. And if you know volunteer for them, or if you know veterans that are in need, that's a good place to go. And anything in general that has to do with that, they're great people. Again, they've been part of Patriot-owned businesses for a long time.
Hey, Tim, we got about 15 minutes left. That's just for the next commercial break.
Oh, gotcha. There you go.
I was like, well, we go all day.
We're having all kinds of. I still haven't asked you your questions, so we got that part out of the way. Our next segment, we'll end it with the questions that I'll ask you. Other than that, give us about a minute, 2 minutes, and we'll see you guys here in a few.
Thank you.
The difference is made possible by the following small businesses: Real Property Management Focus, the choice to make when you want to feel confident and secure in knowing that your investment is earning the profit it deserves. The Financial Point, your go-to spot for all things finance. Platinum Eagle Insurance, providing the widest range of insurance options to make insurance easy and seamless. WeatherTech General Contracting, we make your home renovation dreams a reality. Lender's Choice Credit Solutions, utilizing our attorney-backed processes and only charging clients if and when results are obtained. This is how we have made the difference for over 10,000 clients and counting. And by Power on Utilities Concierge, your one-stop shop for all of your home's essential services.
All right, welcome back to the last segment that I forgot about. But anyways, we're back here with Bobby Crutsinger, and I know he's got deliveries he's got to make in this cold weather. Anybody that's not watching from Texas or hasn't seen it, we got hit weather-wise pretty heavy last night. So there's some people in the area out of power, and the roads are nasty, and it's stuff that everybody that's members of POB that live in the north are used to. They're laughing at us right now because we get 3 inches of something and the whole state shuts down. Which is funny because before the broadcast, we were talking to Lyndon, which is the producer of this, about how big corporations and businesses do close down, but farmers and anybody that works on a ranch, there's no closing it down. And we were laughing about how the cows aren't going to stay in a barn because it snows one day. They still got to get fed. We've seen grocery stores in the area that are out of stuff. Got a lot of messages from people asking where they can find certain things. If you do have any concerns or questions about you're missing something or need help with that, I don't jumping away from what I started about, but feel free to leave us a message on Facebook, and we'll be more than happy to direct you, because there is quite a few businesses that are shut down today in this area, but there are some that POBs that are open that have been posting that they're open today if you want to get out and get into it. But we know, again, the north, they're used to it. We know the farmers, everybody's out working. The truck drivers are out. And this gentleman right here is fixing to hit the road to get out there and give some food and that to everybody. As far as any other ways that you can help, if you can't get a hold of them personally, you can always reach them through Patriot-owned businesses, just like every other business. We're going to do some, there it is right there. So make sure you join up, get your friends and families to join us. If you have any questions about any of the businesses or this gentleman and what they do, you can obviously ask through POB also. So getting back to Mr. Bobby here. I know we talked about it for a second, but we're talking about Chris Pallone, but the stuff that we talked about before the broadcast, the stuff that you were doing today is going somewhere else, right? You're taking actual food over there for them to make hot meals.
Yes, sir. I have about 6 cases that are ready-made food already. Each box serves 80 people at one time. So I'm sending about 6 cases over there right now. I was just on the phone with the people that are coming to pick it up from Alito. It's one of our people that we know, and she's waking up her roommate to come over to my house in Weatherford and pick it up and take it to over there. I'm sending coats, blankets, clothes, dry clothes. I'm going to go up in my warehouse up over here on Tin Top, and we're going to grab all that stuff out because I got a storage units that's full of stuff out there on 920, but I can't get out there because of the snow and the ice, But
what in Fort Worth? I know that's the area you're from, and again, isn't really on topic, but how much precipitation and snow did you guys get over the night?
Over there is first off, they had water, rain, and then it started getting cold. So, when you have snow, the snow starts, forming because of how cold it is. We're at 19 degrees right now, and so
that's not Texas weather.
Yeah, we're not used to it. I'm used to it.
Years ago.
I'm used to it, but I wish it was at Christmas time. That would have been nice, but it's okay. It's here. But
that's right.
I grew up in Fort Worth, so off of Camp Bowie. I grew up with the Kincaid family, the Gentry's, the Kincaid restaurant. That was our neighbors in Fort Worth. My grandma worked for the stock show for 30 years. So the Fort Worth Stock Show, ever since they began, my grandma worked there 30 years. So make a story short, if you know how to drive in this stuff, you'll be okay. If you don't be out in it. Because you're looking at a 4 to 5 to 6 hour wait. And if you only have a quarter tank of gas, you're going to be cold. So you're going to be calling the PD to come get you.
Right. And a quick side note on that, which we've had a couple ask that were making comments on the Facebook page about they lost power or their water lines have froze up. Don't forget, you have at least 50 gallons worth of water sitting in a tank that you can get out by turning a knob at the bottom. Just FYI, now watch out, it'll be hot. You have water, fresh water available to you.
At 2:30 this morning, a family ran out of propane over in Mineral Wells, and they had 3 kids and 2 adults. And she reached out, so I messaged her. I said, "Well, I have 2 heaters that you could have, because I collect heaters too." And
I've seen that, yep.
But another guy reached out, and they lived in Gardner, and they took her 2 heaters, and their family's in an RV. They went to their RV to stay warm for their babies. The main thing is we don't want nobody to pass away from the cold. I seen myself yesterday. A lady had like blue hands. She had no gloves on. She wasn't used to this weather. We're Texans, so we have to learn how to survive. We've learned how to survive on our own, and I'm very vocal how to help people, because I love people. I don't want nobody to suffer. So I go on live videos to show people, hey, this is what you can do. This is what you can do. You have to think about what your great grandmother would have done when this happened, or what your great grandfather did. You make it work.
Kind of like we were just talking about with the farms and that. They're still out there doing their thing.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're the one feeding them. If you don't feed them, they're going to die on you. Yeah. Or you don't give them warmth or the blankets or coats, or make sure they got water, because water is crucial. Like everybody knew this weather was coming in, but nobody believed it because it's Texas weather. You never know what happens in Texas.
Right.
So you always be prepared for what you have. My house is fully stocked of food. I have food that is rescue food. I get 5-gallon buckets, and I put rice and beans and anything that non-perishable in it. And I usually keep on my hand about 10 to 15 of them. The reason why I do that is because if you have a crock pot and you go somewhere, you can make some food.
Yeah, power.
Yeah. Outside of my house, I have a big fire pit that takes propane. That was donated to me. That they were throwing it away. It was brand new, but online they're $900. Like they told me to come get it, and so I was like, okay, I'll keep it. It's under my table outside. But what happens is I also have big iron cookers that you could put on top of that thing, and you'll make a bunch of food to feed a bunch of people. But it's called, basically common sense of what you need to do.
Right.
Um,
and I know we got sidetracked a little bit on that because I was going to ask you, and I forgot to ask you this before, with all the RVs and that have been donated, and I've seen pictures of them. It looks like some of them are pretty new. There a couple of them look like they came right off the showroom. Now, obviously, with you being a nonprofit, they do get a tax break or a tax credit for anything that they donate like that, correct?
Yes, sir. We had a 2020 donated about a week and a half ago.
That's the one I think I'd seen.
Yeah, they got a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, now that
was from a Marine family out in Haslett. Great people. But the wife seen our program and wanted to be able to help homeless veterans. That sleeps 9 people.
Wow.
And that's going to be used for emergency housing for Parker County, where veterans lose their home or people that need emergency housing right then. We're going to have it connected at an RV park. So I just haven't got to have time, and I don't have the funds to put it in an RV park right now. So I have it put up on a private property. And to rent a space at an RV park, I get them for $350 all bills paid, which ain't bad. But, you just need a place to sleep. That thing sleeps 9 people. But also I do have a Class A murder home that I helped a veteran family that lost their house in a fire that they're using right now. I'll get it back in 2 or 3 weeks. Their insurance is now kicking in, so they'll be able to give it back to me. And it's a murder home, and it's 45 feet long, and it sleeps 11 people.
I've seen a pic. I think I actually seen that one on there too, and you talking about. And I do remember you saying something about the newer one to use that for other areas, which is great. So you've got, and I've seen some pictures. I know you've got some older ones that are smaller, and you got some middle size and some larger ones, and some you've had to repair. So you're getting them. It doesn't matter what it is, you'll bring it in and you'll get it put out. What's the usual turnaround time for that? Like if you receive it, how long before the veteran is in it?
Once a veteran is connected to us, we try to get them an RV as quick as I can. It usually takes sometimes 1 day, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. It just depends upon the veteran. If they really want to start changing, they have to make sure we have our paperwork right. And they have to help find a spot to put it, because that's what, when they find a spot to put it, that's when we get more serious about it, because they truly want to change, or they want to, that shows incentive.
We got about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to try to run through these questions, and you just answer them as quick as you can.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. If you could have dinner with one person living or past, who would it be?
Trump.
Okay. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A pastor.
That's a good one. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, shoot. I got a lot of favorite movies. I like The Rock.
Okay.
All the movies he does.
When you were growing up and you got in trouble, did you get spankings, get grounded, or both?
I didn't get no spankings. I just, my grandpa caught me drinking one time when I was a kid, when I was about 17. He put my truck up in the air with the tractor and told me to figure out how to get it down. And
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, the next question I'm not going to ask you because you already answered that with Trump, but if you had a time machine, what historical event would you go back to attend?
About 2 years ago.
What was the event?
A major event happened for the United States of America.
And
I had to be careful with that one.
You just want to leave it with that?
Yeah.
Well,
and the reason I say Trump is because Trump's so much like my grandfather. He's a very smart man, and he's for the people. He may not seem like people say that he doesn't do this and that. You're always going to have people that judge, which they shouldn't, because it's in the Bible.
Right.
but you have to put yourself in their shoes. If I ran to become a president of the United States, can you imagine that one?
Right.
I'm thinking about running for city council.
There you go. I tell you what, we're down to just a few seconds left. I want to say again, I appreciate you coming on today. We wish you the best, and we'll see you soon. As far as everybody watching, make sure to stay with POB. And as I always say, don't just be an American, be an American patriot. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 12 noon. Thanks again. Have a great day and stay safe and warm.
The difference is made possible by the following small businesses: Real Property Management Focus, the choice to make when you want to feel confident and secure in knowing that your investment is earning the profit it deserves. The Financial Point, your go-to spot for all things finance. Platinum Eagle Insurance, providing the widest range of insurance options to make insurance easy and seamless. WeatherTech General Contracting, we make your home renovation dreams a reality. Lender's Choice Credit Solutions, utilizing our attorney-backed processes and only charging clients if and when results are obtained. This is how we have made the difference for over 10,000 clients and counting. And by Power on Utilities Concierge, your one-stop shop for all of your home's essential services.